And nowadays, something that's happened just more recently that I don't know, it's mind-boggling to me is, you had two fighters, one black, one white, same age, from the same town, and they went over to the welfare office to try to, they were homeless and they just moved here from the East Coast to the West Coast. They went to the same welfare lady, and the black fighter was denied money, and then the white guy was given the welfare money. That's just one
insurance, food stamps,
everything,
EBT card, everything.
Yeah, and then that's just one instance. So that's
real fast. Two boxers came out here to train. They had dreams of becoming champions. They left their jobs, came to the West Coast to try to get signed to a boxing company here. They were homeless. They went to the welfare office, and this is what happened. And true story, I trained them both.
And that's one instance. Another instance, my friend, she has two grandkids. They were about 7. They were the same age, 17. And one was black, one was white.
Went to DMV.
Went to DMV and wanted to get their license. And the one that was light-skinned, no issues, got his license right away. The second one, who was right behind him, went to the same DMV person. They gave him a hassle, which was, do you have proof of diploma? The guy in front, the other cousin never had all of these questions, and so it's just kind of bringing that awareness of, this is the systemic racism that you were talking about earlier. One race gets all these questions, all of these hassles, and the other, none.
See, the DMV is a example of what I call structural racism. That's, you make it a little more difficult for the person of color to get something that should just be given to them rightfully so.
The criteria should be the same.
The systemic racism is written in the books. It's a form of government, and it definitely changes narratives of a whole race of people. And these are the dangerous, scary ones. And that's why there's people who have lost billion-dollar lawsuits against the government. And this is why there's no black ownership in places like the NFL. You guys think we just want to run and catch the football. We want to own the shit also. And this is why things like this doesn't happen. This is why Michael Jordan's the only majority share owner in the NBA, a league that's 70% black. It's time for things to change. It's time for our narrative to change to a more delightful, deserved narrative. Again, there are bad people in every race. There's gangsters in every race. There's drug dealers. There's negative people. There's dropouts in every race. But the same, there's excellent people. Harvard had their first black valedictorian this year, last year. There's so many great things that the black has contributed in: open heart surgery, laser treatment, 3D treatments, all kind of technologies, the wire filament that makes light bulbs work. There's so much stuff I could talk about all day: microwaves, refrigerators, video game consoles, fucking potato chips. I mean, there's so many things that black people have invented, that help society and the world at large. And all I'm advocating is like just a level, equal playing field, and the rest is on the person.
Yeah, I just bring that awareness because how many people knew about the Nazi prisoners getting treated better than the black soldiers fighting in the war?
Yes.
Who died?
Who knew about the Tuskegee experiment
where the black people were, injected syphilis, and basically, you guys, black people, they so many things have happened, and you guys are still able to, I guess, rise above it, right?
Yes. I mean, the KKK, definitely one of the most notorious racist organizations ever in American history, but yet the Black Panthers were called a terrorist organization and killed off and imprisoned by the FBI for simply trying to protect and police their own neighborhoods. You've never seen a picture of the Black Panthers with two white men hanging from trees, lynched with their dicks cut off, and a whole community of blacks standing around like they're at a goddamn carnival. You've never seen that, but you've seen that time and time again throughout American history. Blacks hanging from trees with a community of white people standing around in celebration, man, woman, child. You've never seen that with the Black Panthers or any other black organization that were in the fight or the quest for fair, equal freedoms.
And that's another thing with the propaganda and the marketing. So, they were just trying to protect their own. They weren't going out shooting everybody. They were literally defending their communities. And, people think so negatively about the Black Panthers, but did you realize that they were trying to create education, a school system where their kids were fed, their kids were educated, and their kids felt protective,
self-protected,
safe,
self-thriving communities, much like Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. But the propaganda will tell you, oh yeah, Black Panthers, they're scary individuals, they're just out to kill us. Oh my gosh, they're ruthless, and all they were
college
literally doing
graduates,
was
Huey P. Newman, college graduates.
they were literally just trying to protect their community.
Yes. So, just know it. There's evil and there's good on all realms of the world, all races of people. When you guys talk about slavery was so long ago, it's really upsetting because, like I say, in America, we love celebrating things. We celebrate Thanksgiving, a day that a lot of Native Americans were killed and robbed and pillaged. We celebrate, all these holidays that are such a tradition to us. Slavery is also part of that tradition. Nowadays, there's a big debate if Black history should be taught to white students in school, and this is extremely upsetting to me. What about those kids that first broke those racial barriers of segregation to go to those schools? Little kids, and there's videos of white moms and white dads out there spitting on little kids, 10, 11, 12 years old, turning buses over, riding schools, just because they're letting black minors into their schools. So if those black kids had to endure evilness to that degree in school, your kids definitely need to have to study that shit in history class.
Last question. A lot of people, I've heard people say, there's no more racism in America. Our president was Black. What do you have to say about that?
I have to say,
that was the last question.
I have to say, I'm glad you bring that point up because that proves how live and well racism is. How many times did you see a doll of Obama being hung state to state, being drugged in the back of cars? How many times have you heard Obama being called the dreaded N-word time and time again? How many people were against Obama, everything he said, did, and stood for? Obama was the first Black president, but nothing was passed to really assist Black people during the Obama reign, during his presidency. Obama was just a great guy, very intelligent guy who was for all Americans. He put no policies forth to really enhance Blacks in America, whether it be because his hands were tied or whether it be because he didn't want to be known as a revolutionary or whatever, who knows. But putting one Black man in a temporary position of power does not end systemic racism. Policies must be changed. Banks, all of these entities must be held accountable for not living up to what the statutes and the law litigation says. And until that happens, nothing will change. Yeah. Until prison sentences are fair across the board, not more severe penalties for blacks versus whites. Until all these things come to fruition and become a reality, doesn't matter who's the president, it's about the system. We all can agree on this. The government of America, the system, all the amendments were created by a white male who at the time viewed black as 3/5 human and a slave. Therefore, the fabric of the American Constitution is not advantageous or even fair to the black man. They finally gave us civil rights in the late 60s, man. I got a sister that was born in the 60s. I got a brother that was born in the 60s. It's not that long ago. And so until all those things are made righteously and fairly, this will be the same story. This is the same America that white man that couldn't stand his own people in England ran from to come here to do the same type of tyranny and unfair treatment to others from then until now.
And I guess it was even evident during the presidency. You have Obama's wife, who an attorney, well educated, Harvard graduate, versus, was it Harvard?
Yes.
Oh, Harvard graduate. Yeah, Harvard graduate versus Trump's wife, who has quite a past. I'll let you research that for yourself.
Stripper, soft porn.
Yes. So, and then,
non-American.
Yeah, Obama's wife was, was called so many names in terms of, she's not even a woman and all of this stuff, looked down upon, versus the other, Trump's wife was like, wow, how glamorous she is and how beautiful she is. So we have to ask ourselves, what is it in our mindset, that when clearly the facts are right there, right? An accomplished woman versus one that's not as accomplished, yet we praise this side. So
in America, if you praise beauty, so be it. Whatever you think is beautiful. But to say that Michelle Obama is a man and she's not smart and she's not this, she's not that. She's much more intelligent than many wives of presidents, many first ladies. She's a Harvard graduate. She's a doctorate degree. I mean, she's something that we all should strive to be.
Yeah.
Not just not just the first lady, not just the wife of the president.
Yeah. So basically, just have that awareness. Like, if we were one of those people that said that, are we is the marketing and the propaganda working on us? So,
yes, remember, the biggest trick the devil ever pulled on everyone is making them think he didn't exist. And the same thing here, white supremacy has affected us all. Some of us blacks hate ourselves. Some whites just view us as a threat before they even meet us. This is why the police situation with young black males are so bad right now. Too many times unarmed black kids are killed and shot 20, 30 times. It just shouldn't happen. All because of these subtleties of white supremacy. Until we come to terms with that and realize that no one's blaming you, we're blaming the system that is at hand, and no one's changed that system since its inception. And that's the problem that's going on now. I agree, today is a different day. MLK's dreams as far as white and black going hand in hand happens much more frequent today in the youth. But at some point, the youth grows up, and the propaganda gets into their minds, and they fall victim of it too. It's subtle, and so until the system is changed, the overall conduct and overview of America will not change. And that's all I have to say. Enjoy your day. Hopefully, we'll all live in unison. If not, AI will take over and we'll all be deleted and elite at some point anyway.
On that note.